Chaos continues in the Middle East.
Myanmar is reeling following a massive 7.7 earthquake.
Wildfires consumed over 55,000 acres.
The care and the concern with everything they did was just amazing. I've never experienced God's love like that.
It's beyond powerful. That's the Spirit of God on earth.
We do all that we can to share the hope that we have, telling men and women about God's Son, Jesus Christ. That's what we do.
It's a celebration 100 years in the making. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration presented by Vital Farms, featuring new landmarks, exhibits, car shows, a kickoff concert, and more. Visit Route66Kickoff.com for complete details.
Welcome back to Risk Zone. Hi there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian James with the Next Star Weather Center.
Along with Senior Meteorologist Jim Danaher.
And meteorologist Darius Stringer here, and we are talking about spaceships.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about Artemis a lot. We're going to get through the trivia question first real quick, and then we want to show you some of the amazing pictures, because some of those are new.
We're going to watch Brian stump us on trivia, and then we'll get the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Let's show you. Here.
Why don't we just,
all right, we're gonna get into the trivia question now. The question was, what causes the rare green flash sometimes seen over the ocean at sunset? Is it diffraction of light through the sea spray, ocean kelp reflecting sun's light, refraction, bending of the green wavelengths above the horizon, or is it bioluminescence?
I'm going to go with C.
Okay. I was thinking C initially.
Okay, well, it's not D. It's not, we'll keep the bioluminescence out of it. It's not ocean kelp. Okay, so we got rid of the two plant-related ones. Refraction of light through sea spray? No, it's refraction of the green wavelengths.
My oceanography classes came through.
There you go. So as the sun dips below the horizon, Earth's atmosphere acts like a prism. Shorter wavelengths like green and blue bend more than red. Blue light, not like blue light, scatters away, but green can briefly appear as a distinct green flash lasting just a second or two, but you have to have the ideal conditions. Has to be clear air, a distant flat horizon, and stable temperature layer, because you got to have that light be able to bounce off and then come see your eyes. So there you go. You learn something new.
Learn something new every day. By golly.
By golly. All right, now we got to get into the cool stuff, because this is all about Artemis and what's going to be happening on Friday.
So the splashdown is slated for 5:07 p.m. Pacific time. But when they first come into the atmosphere is a lot earlier than that, obviously. But what's going to happen is they've got if you want to, I'm going to go ahead and read off here because I can't remember. So what they're doing is, contrary to what Apollo did, Orion's going to use a skip entry technique. The capsule enters the upper atmosphere, skips back up briefly so they can bleed off velocity and heat, and then it enters for the final frame, which you're going to see here on this here. So this is the track that is expected to take. You see Honolulu over there to the west there. There's your skip out phase. That's when it starts, where they go up. And then that final reentry is when they come back down again, and then everything starts to progress from there. So as you can see, approaching the west coast of the United States, and you can see that target area. So there's where the first chutes will deploy, then the main chutes deploy after that, and then you're there for that area. That's the broad area, the ellipse that they expect the system to, or the capsule to drop down into. Although they did say that this is changing, they're kind of adjusting this every day leading up to it, but that's still that general area where it's expected to be. So that's just amazing.
That is so cool. And I like the fact that, I mean, they skip out of the atmosphere just for a little bit to come back down. It's just a way to slow things down a little bit.
And it's interesting that first chutes that they deploy is just to start bringing it slow. The second chutes they deploy brings it down to 20 mile per hour speed coming down, because it enters the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour.
25,000 miles per hour. Down to
20 miles per hour.
Yeah, and our atmosphere is not that thick. It's not that thick. You don't have that much time to make that change.
I don't have to convince these guys. That's not why I'm not an engineer, because I can't figure that stuff out. But look at this, folks. Here you go.
Whoa.
We're just going to let this go. This is a slideshow of what they brought back. Now, this was from this morning. When they kind of did some processing of the what's it called? Orion crater or something like that. There's a name for it.
Yeah,
there is a name for it.
They're doing like spectral analysis on it to different characteristics of the different the features on it. That's really cool. I mean, some of these shots that have been coming out, just with Earthrise and just the up close shots of the moon, and we've mentioned this before, the high level of resolution that you have.
It is unbelievable.
Now. And I mean, we're looking at these, but if you zoom in on
you can
some
go
of these
even
high
like that.
you can see so much detail. It is so neat.
Which they're saying that, what they're hoping to do from all this is really start to map everything that's on the moon, like where everything's at.
Wow.
And they'll be able to do it with this.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to.
Yeah, well.
If they want to make it a moon base
Yeah.
and a launching point, then yeah, they're
But this
absolutely
is going to
need
allow them to do it. That is amazing. Look at that one.
Whoa.
Those Earthrise shots are
So cool.
neat. They're
Because that's
so
what we
neat.
see the opposite
Yes.
with the moonrise shots.
Yeah. And then you have the solar eclipse,
Yes.
and that's such a neat shot. I don't know, it kind of has Star Wars vibes.
I know, right?
It very much has Star Wars
Right.
vibes to it. But
Wow.
I mean, these are just the initial images that
Yes.
we're getting.
There are gonna be a lot
There are going
more.
to be so many more, and there's
So
so
many.
much more analysis. There's going to be and,
Look at that
I
one.
mean,
that almost has a Death Star look to it.
it kind of does. Either that or Tatooine.
Okay, this
I'm not
right
sure.
here, this photo was actually taken from an iPhone 17 Pro.
Wow.
They were
see?
the first time they've ever used an iPhone or a mobile device to take pictures from the capsule. Those are the ones you see the window there.
And that was a
taken
pretty
from
cool
inside.
picture,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
The
It's just
difference of
amazing.
available technology from when we went there last to there now. I mean, they had what a couple of cameras with them, and that's
Yep.
all they really had when they went back in the 60s and 70s.
Yep.
And now they've got cameras in their pockets.
Yeah.
And they've got how many cameras were
Yeah.
mounted on the outside? as well.
Exactly.
Just so
but
many.
look at
The
like I say, I could
details.
watch this all day long just because something we've never seen before.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
we're getting
very
a chance
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
to see so many cool aspects. All right, let's get through a couple of videos. Hawaii cleaning up.
Yeah,
after
so cleaning
all
up
of
as they
their
prepare
mess.
for another system to come in and bring them more heavy rain.
No way.
So
Yeah.
so they're look at that.
Yeah, and this is just, we talked about the last time when they had that series of storm systems, one after another,
Thunderstorms.
just kept
Yep.
pulling on the Pineapple Express and pulling on that Pacific moisture.
So unfortunately,
And
another one.
They got a little bit of a break.
Yep.
More coming. And
Yeah.
a lot of
It's
damage.
just wild there.
Yeah.
So hey, here's more. This is from Oklahoma City. This is this is Kenosha, Wisconsin storm damage from a few days ago, April 6th.
Wow, that's a large
yeah.
tree.
That's a big tree.
The big old
tree's
tree.
been around for
When
a
the
while.
roots and everything come up, there's a problem.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you'll see trees get bent over like that when
Oh my
when-
gosh,
when
that's
you,
hard to believe.
when you get like really saturated soils and then you get some strong storms, if that ground is soft, but like in this case, I think this was just straight
Straight
line
wind.
It
winds.
probably
Yeah.
was. It had their heavy rain ahead of it, and then, oh boy.
Yeah.
Now, this, I believe, is Oklahoma City, and this is from April 4th, storm damage there. And I haven't heard the official reports, but they're thinking that it was an EF1, but I guess the official report hasn't come out yet.
Okay. Yeah, I do
but still,
remember
this
seeing-
was a couple days that Oklahoma had the strong storms
They had
in the
strong
last
storms,
week.
a couple of nighttime
Yeah.
tornadoes,
Tornadoes, there's it.
and they also, I think there were a couple of measurements in excess of 100 miles an hour straight
Yeah,
line winds
I
on,
believe
on,
that.
on the rear flank.
I
of
believe that.
Just-
And look at this one.
oh yeah,
This is Preston, Iowa,
Yep.
EF1 tornado from April 3rd.
Yeah.
That one, they just classified it. So,
And so that was an EF1.
Yeah.
And we
And
kind
you-
of got a little bit of a lull in some of the severe weather
Yeah.
recently, but as we saw with this weekend coming,
It's gonna ramp back up.
We have quite a bit
Yeah.
more coming back.
you don't need an EF0 to do damage. You can have, or EF5 rather. You can have it like this in EF1.
Yeah, I mean EF1s and EF0s, EF1s are the most frequent tornadoes
Yes.
that we see occur. The more damaging and the more deadly tornadoes once you get to EF4, EF5, those are the ones unfortunately that do more damage, take
Yeah.
more life. But an EF1, EF0 can easily do damage.
Easily,
Yep.
Do a
absolutely. And you're
lot of
seeing it
damage.
right there. So,
Yep. So as we go into this weekend, if you're in one of those areas, in one of the risk zone areas,
Yes.
make sure
Yes.
you're paying attention to your local forecast, your local Nexstar station, and of course the Storm Prediction Center with their latest updates and outlooks, and local National Weather Service offices, of course, will be helping with that severe
and
weather too.
I can't ever reiterate enough that don't go off of these apps that just because they're never correct. Go off of official sources,
Yes.
which your Nexstar weather stations or Nexstar TV stations are going to be coming off of, obviously, the local Mets and also National Weather Service. So make sure you stay
Always.
with that official look at stuff.
Yeah, we try to keep you informed and ahead of the storms as much as possible, but you also have to make sure that you're staying engaged and don't put your head in the sand, especially this time of year, because storms can creep up on you very quickly.
Very
and
quickly.
and they can really pack a punch. So make sure you're paying
Yep.
attention as we go into this weekend. But yes, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend. We will, of course, be
Tomorrow,
back.
Artemis.
Yep.
Watch. I'll be watching.
Artemis
I will be
lands
too.
tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock.
It's 5:07 p.m.
Pacific time,
Yeah.
so then it would be about 8:07 for Eastern time zone. So kind of do the math at 8, 7, 6,
So
5.
I'll do like I did on the launch. I'll make sure my dinner's ready, my snacks are ready, and I sit down and I watch that because that's going to be amazing.
It's going to be really neat to watch Splashdown as well. So hey, thanks y'all for watching. We will of course be back on Monday with the latest edition of Risk Zone. Until then, have a great weekend. Take care.
Enjoy.
Get new floors during Empire Today's gigantic 75% off sale. That's carpet, hardwood, tile, and vinyl. 75% off. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Donc ce fatigo.
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close. But we also print signs so that people can see your business here, see it here, and see it here, so you stand out. Even when they're way back here. Get 15% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
This is so much more than a refrigerator. It's a space-saving magician, a wellness guru, a smoothie lover's dream. And today, we're giving it a workout. LG refrigerators, so much more.
Our communication style is we want to be available. People have questions, people have concerns. I want to be there to answer those questions or concerns, to try to put their mind at ease and help them through the process.
Every time we go to court, we try to be very prepared and know all the facts.
We spend a lot of time thinking about how's the best way to handle each particular case, and that we've done it for a long time to allow us to have a breadth of knowledge which I think sets us apart from most people.
Live from Ozarks First Plus, a rapid rundown of the local headlines, stories shared, viral videos, plus the features and facts before they hit your feed. You're watching The Daily Scroll with me, Bailey Stroll.
Hello, welcome to The Daily Scroll. Another week ahead here at the Ozarks First Studios. And we've got a lot to talk about. Positive things, of course, mostly. I say mostly because our first story here.
Yeah, I was worried when I saw a crash, but.
A crash that we have a lot of specific details on regarding, tofu is just cooking with the heat we've had.
I was worried it was going to be too serious.
I-44.
I was afraid it was too serious of the story, and then I read tofu, and I was like, all right, it could be kind of fun.
80,000 pounds of it, actually, that's been sitting out there for weeks.
But sure.
This is a Jesse Inman special on our website. You guys should go look at the full story and read it. And then later on, there was a meteor in Ohio recently, and now people are scrounging the ground trying to find a piece of it. And somebody says they have. So we'll show you that. And then you might have seen this already, but over the weekend, this was going viral. A real life, I guess I should say real life stuffed animal. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is, with all of the horrible things that we hear about airports nowadays, this one is a fun one.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. And then I have a question to pose to people from a newspaper article that I came across just today from the San Francisco Standard. We're going to get into this. What do you do when you are walking your dogs in your neighborhood? They do their business. Do you carry the bag the rest of the time? Or do you just plop it in somebody else's trash can? This has been a debate in my household. I'll tell you where I stand on this. I think I'm okay to give my opinion on this one topic.
I don't know if I have strong feelings.
I knew you wouldn't. But apparently this has been discussed many times in the past, not just in this newspaper article. So I would like to discuss all aspects of the doggy poop bags on a dog walk in your neighborhood. Okay, first though, let's get to the local thread. About 80,000 pounds of tofu has been sitting on the side of I-44 in the Doolittle area for about 3 weeks. And finally, the Fire Protection District in that area, which is known to have a great social media presence, by the way, props to them, is addressing it. So this happened on March 1st. The Doolittle Fire Protection District responding to a crash westbound I-44, 172, that's near the Jerome exit. They aren't sure what caused the crash, but they do know that 80,000 pounds of tofu was in the semi.
Was everybody okay?
You know, I haven't gotten that far, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
guessing
It looked
so.
Yeah,
The cab of the truck
didn't
looks
the cab didn't look
intact.
too bad. It really, it was this back end.
So, more than 3 weeks later, still sitting in the same spot that it crashed. They say, for those of you who drive by this every day and wonder to yourself, why is this still sitting there 3 weeks after the crash, you're not alone. The department said it's been in contact with MoDOT. MoDOT saying the state's working with an insurance company for the carrier that wrecked. And so it looks like a lot of red tape we got to get through to get this tofu out of there. They say it's got very complicated cleanup, a very costly cleanup.
I like the last sentence. Also, in case you were wondering, tofu tends to stink really bad after sitting out for 3 weeks.
That's what I was wondering. I can't imagine that smells good. I mean, at least it's not like rotting meat, you know, if we're going to go the vegan route of this.
Yeah, I guess it's
tofu.
It's better than it could be. It is a very funny food to have
But,
stuck out there.
I can't imagine, you know, what that rotting soy could smell like.
I keep trying to work in they're in Doolittle and they wish somebody would just do a little to help.
Sounds like they're going to have to do a lot to get out of
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
There you
Okay,
go.
there's the joke. Thank you.
To get it out of there. The stench is a separate issue, they say. But this is an insurance situation, and they don't know how the crash happened, but they think that the driver had jackknifed the semi earlier in the day, 3 hours prior, about 12 miles away. They said the driver of the semi had been involved in a separate accident prior to the wreck on I-44 the same day of the crash. So maybe that crash near Rolla led to some kind of malfunction, and then there you go. But if you want some rotten tofu,
I don't know. I think it was just jam-packed full of tofu. Look at all that.
it's a lot. 80,000 pounds. Oh my goodness! I wonder how much that would cost. I mean, no wonder the insurance is involved. That's a costly
This is really
wreck.
specific, but I guess I'd never thought about how tightly they pack semis.
Yeah, they're
'Cause that thing had to
weighed
be-
down.
That thing had to be like no room.
They
for
are
anything else.
majorly weighed down. So, the mystery continues on when that will be gone. I haven't been traveling in the Jerome area recently, the Jerome exit, but I'm sure there are some out there that travel that every single day, and I hope you don't smell it from your AC coming through your car, because whew, what a stench. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Ohio meteor and who exactly says they found and where they found it a little piece of a meteor, a space rock, if you will. And we have the video of that supposed meteor. I guess it's been confirmed now.
Sure.
A large explosion. This has been in the headlines for a little bit. So we'll talk about that. And then a real animal among stuffed toys at an Australian airport. Okay? Stay with us.
Some politicians make big promises and never deliver, but that's not how Mike Kehoe rolls.
We must begin the work now to phase out and eliminate Missouri's individual income tax. We have to be bold. It's time to win.
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close. But we also print signs so that people can see your business here, see it here, and see it here, so you stand out. Even when they're way back here. Get 15% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
Missouri's tax code is full of holes, hundreds of loopholes, including loopholes exploited by out-of-state billionaires and lobbyists. And an over-reliance on income and property taxes on the rest of us have left our tax code unfair and state revenue unreliable. That's why Mike Kehoe promised to phase out income taxes, reduce personal property and local taxes, and close the loopholes. Fair, reliable, no more loopholes. Tell your legislator, help Mike Kehoe keep his promise.
It's a celebration 100 years in the making. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration presented by Vital Farms, featuring new landmarks, exhibits, car shows, a kickoff concert, and more. Visit Route66Kickoff.com for complete details.
Welcome to the Lake of the Ozarks. Hi, I'm Jordan Salisbury, the owner and founder of the Salisbury Real Estate Team and Salisbury Property Management. Born and raised here at Lake of the Ozarks, I've loved growing up here, and I'm now raising my young family here.
I don't see any fish.
I've been selling the lake for almost 20 years, and we specialize in selling and managing lakefront property. So whether you're buying like a local, staying like a local, we want you to live like a local.
All right, you may have seen this in the headlines. A loud boom that was reported across Northeast Ohio last week. And the National Weather Service actually confirming in Cleveland that it was likely the result of a meteor. Doesn't happen every day, folks. I don't think so. But it actually sounds like it crashed in somewhere in the Ohio area. So a Cleveland-based photographer, Gabe Leedy, discovered what he says is a legitimate piece of a meteor that broke apart after searching for about 90 minutes in an undisclosed area. He's not giving away where he went, folks.
It's a government secret.
He said he found a stone that stood out significantly from his surroundings. He says he's among the first to find a legit piece of the meteor that broke apart on St. Patrick's Day. It's the luck of St. Patty's that he found it. He searched and he did it.
He followed a rainbow, and at the end was a meteor.
He could have. He might have been searching for it.
know
Maybe
that's
he
not
found
what
a four-leaf clover a couple
Yeah.
days before.
Yeah.
Maybe there was one right next to it. I don't know. I mean, I should have looked it up. How often are meteors actually touching down? And how often is it near a big city like Cleveland?
Apparently not that often if he's keeping it a secret and everything.
How often are
Can't be
meteors hitting
Can't
Earth?
be a dime a dozen.
Let's see.
They probably enter our atmosphere a lot, but not.
Yeah, I
make
doubt they
fall.
make it to the ground. They break apart is what it is.
And leave a chunk this big, because I think we're about to see.
Roughly one in a
Yeah.
century or more. Well, a kilometer wide one
You know, okay,
every few million years.
Bailey, how big did you think it was?
How big is that? About 4 inches big?
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. It does look different.
Yeah, I can
It
see
does
that-
look different
I can
than-
see that and be like space rock.
Wow, yeah, it does actually look like what you would think maybe a space rock would be. I could see how you could pull that out of just a gravel area or something.
Only
Good for that
because
guy.
when you said the word, I immediately thought of it. Do you know the meteor TikTok?
No.
It was like
TikToker.
Oh, sorry. It was a little. It was like a couple years ago. But there was this girl who made this. It's like a dumb little pun video where, God is talking to an angel, and it's like, you sent you gave the dinosaurs more muscle mass. You made them meteor, and they're like, I made them a meteor.
Too soon.
And they just go back and forth. Anyway, she was actually an archaeologist, and so I've always liked that video. Because
Actually, now that I
it
see your
all
face,
fits together. Yeah, you
now
might
that I
have
see
seen
your
that.
face, I think I have seen that. How
Yeah,
could I
yeah.
have not? It
So
had to be something that would
has
pop up on my feed.
Forever changed when I hear the word meteor. What I think of
Made a meteor.
Meteor.
So they still couldn't survive.
That's what I would think of when if I found a chunk of space rock.
When I think of the dinosaurs, well, first I've been thinking recently of. They're saying now they could have most could have been covered with feathers.
Yeah.
That's the most recent headline out there.
Yeah.
Even a T-Rex could have been a fluffy boy covered in feathers.
Terrifying.
Which just goes to show birds are really weird.
Yeah. So when do we get the Jurassic Park cut where they add feathers?
Where they add go back and add the
everything?
feathers. Another thing is Spielberg, wasn't it Spielberg and
Oh,
Morgan
is it?
Freeman voicing it? A new thing on Netflix.
Oh.
We were going to talk about that, but then I ran out of time one day.
What is it?
It's a new, I think it's all graphics, like it's, CG, but it's a whole documentary about dinosaurs.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
And it's-
or heard about that. No.
But the voice of Morgan Freeman.
The dinosaurs.
But the thing about that is, I would love to watch it. I have been so emotional lately that I told my husband, he's like, let's watch it. I'm like, I do not want to see a dinosaur eating another dinosaur. I love them all. I know that's how the food chain works. I do not want to see that. It is so sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to, just like I don't like to watch National Geographic like a lion hunting down a gazelle. I feel bad for the gazelle.
Yeah.
Really bad.
When I was a little kid, we went to like I don't know if it was the Natural History Museum, but one of those, and they had like a dinosaur exhibit, and one of the like animatronic dinosaurs just is like eating like a little one, and I was like, that's sad.
We don't have to remember him that
To be fair,
way.
he wasn't covered in feathers, so maybe that would have.
Yeah, if they maybe, and now like this comes out, like Spielberg makes this, documentary. They're not covered in feathers, and then 2 days later, they talk about the feather article, new research, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, now I was wrong."
Re-release it.
Yeah, now you got to start from scratch, add the feathers back. Okay, well we got
Speaking
off topic.
of fluffy
but
boys.
Speaking of furries, furry animals, there is this video going around. On shelves cramped with cuddly toy native animals from Australia, one little fluffy guy kind of stood out. His big brown eyes just moving away. There he is.
He blends in so well.
How does this happen? Now, this is a possum. A browsing passenger first spotted a living Australian brush-tail possum peering out from among the kangaroos on display on the shelf at the terminal shop at the Hobart Airport in Tasmania. And they're native to Australia, but
How much?
what kind of circumstances happened to get that guy up there?
Yeah, and also how much does it cost if you're at a gift shop and you want to buy the possum?
And would they? I mean, it's already there. It's clearly past security.
Yeah, apparently.
So could you just take it on the
true.
flight
Yeah,
with you?
how did it? Our airport's not a little more secure than that. The possums can just walk in.
See,
Is that your
there you
problem?
go, yeah.
If this had been in America, TSA's gone right now. So
Oh yeah, I mean maybe they would have caught it, maybe they wouldn't have. But it was removed from the airport unharmed. That's not the end of the story that I wanted. I wanted to see it, have a new life somewhere else. Take a little travel.
Please give him a job. Let him work at the.
That's true.
Gift shop.
I think it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And how many people walked by and didn't notice it? Just thought he was there.
Would you?
There he is.
Would you notice him?
Oh, I would have spotted him. Now, also, what kind of possums do Australians have? Because compared to ours, that one is
different.
a cutie. Oh my gosh, they're way different, but they are. I'll take that one any day over the ones that we've got at home. All right.
Also, it's been a little while. Oh. Okay, this might have actually cracked more open than I thought it was going to. I was going to ask you how you spelled it, because you would just put possum with a P.
I think that's how they spell it.
Possum with a O are distinct marsupials found in different hemispheres. So that's why it's
Oh, they're completely different.
totally different thing.
Well, look at us. We figured it out. Yeah,
Look.
I didn't actually notice that.
The linguistics of it.
It's not an opossum.
It's not a real opossum.
It's
a
just
real
a possum.
And that's why it's such a cute little
I think they would make a
little guy.
great pet. If
Just
you
go buy-
can get your hands on one.
If you can go find one at a local gift shop, just go
Airport
buy
gift
it.
shop.
Yeah.
Search there first. Okay, when we come back, we are going to talk about a big debate. Looks like it's been in discussion for years, including on Reddit, where all of the great discussions happen. But a newspaper's picked it up, Rovers talked about it, and for those of you that live in a subdivision like me, it had to have crossed your mind while you're taking your dog on a walk. Do you really want to carry around that filled bag of crap for the rest of the walk? Or could you just lightly toss it in a dumpster nearby and not your own? What do we think about this, folks? Ponder it, and we'll be right back.
Anxiety is real. So are the dangers of vaping. The nicotine in vapes may make your anxiety worse. Get the facts, no filters, at mylifemyquit.org.
Missouri's tax code is full of holes, hundreds of loopholes, including loopholes exploited by out-of-state billionaires and lobbyists. And an over-reliance on income and property taxes on the rest of us have left our tax code unfair and state revenue unreliable. That's why Mike Kehoe promised to phase out income taxes. reduce personal property and local taxes, and close the loopholes. Fair, reliable, no more loopholes. Tell your legislator, help Mike Kehoe keep his promise.
It's a celebration 100 years in the making. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration presented by Vital Farms. Featuring new landmarks, exhibits, car shows, a kickoff concert, and more. Visit Route66Kickoff.com for complete details.
The more you know, the safer you are. At Cherokee Firearms, we are dedicated to teaching safe, responsible firearm handling through hands-on expert training. From AR-15 basics and beginning handgun classes to concealed carry and private range instruction, our training is built to help you become confident and capable. Learn the right way. Train with purpose. Put safety first. Visit Cherokee Firearms at the corner of Kansas Expressway and College Street. Cherokee Firearms, keeping tradition alive.
It's a celebration 100 years in the making. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration presented by Vital Farms. Featuring new landmarks, exhibits, car shows, a kickoff concert, and more. Visit Route66Kickoff.com for complete details.
Welcome to the Lake of the Ozarks. Hi, I'm Jordan Salisbury, the owner and founder of the Salisbury Real Estate Team and Salisbury Property Management. Born and raised here at Lake of the Ozarks, I've loved growing up here, and I'm now raising my young family here.
I don't see any fish.
I've been selling the lake for almost 20 years, and we specialize in selling and managing lakefront property. So whether you're buying like a local, staying like a local, we want you to live like a local.
All right, new article out that puts a big debate up for those who have dogs and live in a neighborhood.
And you've thought about this a lot.
I think a lot of people can get in on this and have an opinion about it.
Okay.
Can you put your doggy bags in another person's trash can when you're out on a walk?
Right.
Now, this is something that has came up in my life many, many times because there's nothing worse than leaving your house. You just get a little bit down the road, a few yards, and your dog decides, I'm going to do my business right away. You were planning on taking maybe a mile, maybe 2 mile walk. Are you going to have that thing slinging around? You're going to carry it with you. You're going to attach it to the leash, and it's going to be swinging around the rest of the walk? The walk just started. So what are you to do? What is a dog walker to do in a subdivision? Find a nearby trash can, walk all the way home and put it back in your trash can, and then keep walking? I mean, it's a big debate, people. What do we think about this? What would you think about somebody doing that to your own trash can?
So, are you going to tell your thoughts on this, or are we going to talk about like the pros and cons?
Well, we'll get into the pros and cons. But
okay, but you want to tell
what would you care if somebody did that to your trash can?
Like, I don't think so until the bag like breaks, and then when it gets taken, when the trash gets taken, it doesn't go with it, and then suddenly it becomes a problem.
I think
that's the pros and cons I can think of.
So here's my opinion.
Oh no.
I would love to do it. When I take a walk with my husband, he would never in a million years be seen with me doing it. I'm fine doing it. I think the main issue here, though, is are the dumpsters next, the trash cans, the bins, on the road already? If they're next to the road, because maybe it's trash day, it's the day before trash day, it's the day after trash day, then I think it's free game.
Yeah. And like if you, I'm now picturing you like going into someone's yard and like past a gate to like try to get to their trash can.
I'm not trespassing to get rid of my dog's doo-doo here.
Yeah. So
that's the comments that I've seen mostly, is that you're not going to trespass.
And if it's already out, then it's probably trash day or whatever, in which that's going to get getting rid of
it's fine.
Immediately. But what if it was trash day and they haven't gotten picked up their stuff, and so it's an empty trash can out there? That means that's going to sit there
for another
a week, like the tofu.
That's why it's the big debate.
Okay, I'm seeing the issues.
So the San Francisco Standard put this out on their Nextdoor, and 63% said they're firmly against it. Never okay to leave a doggy bag in someone else's can. 15% said anything goes. And then 22% said it's fine to leave the baggie in someone else's garbage as long as it is on the street awaiting pickup and not an empty can.
Yeah.
So
okay. There's a
essentially-
lot of nuance to it.
There is. Essentially, you can do it once a week.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway here.
And I mean, listen, I get a message from I don't have dogs. I don't know if I've made that clear yet, but I get a message from the people I rent from. I would say like every couple months. That's like, hey, remember to pick up after your dog. And so I think anything you can do to incentivize people to continue to do that is good. The easier you can make it, the better. So if you think about it as like the alternative is they don't do it at all, then definitely toss it in the can.
That's the thing. What is the alternative?
But if the alternative, is like...
who are these people out here? Guys, it's 2026. Who's not picking up after their dog?
Apparently
that
a lot of
stuff
people.
sticks around for weeks. You think, after when it rains, it's gonna go away.
Look,
no,
I think the same thing about littering, but it still still happens all the time.
It sticks around for forever. So yes, if it's on the curb, sounds like you get 1 day, maybe 2 a week where it's okay to do it. But then you think about what if somebody's looking out the window and they see you do it? Would you care? Personally, I'm not inspecting the inside of my trash can.
Okay, question. What if it wasn't take the dog out of it? What if it was just a bag, like a Walmart sack of trash?
No.
And somebody just opens your
No.
can and tosses it in there. Does that
No,
upset you?
because you can take that to your own trash can. This is
Okay.
specifically because when you're on a walk, the wind is you're passing wind.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You're making wind.
Yeah.
And it is wafting back
Sure.
in your face.
Okay.
And so you just smell it the whole time.
But I'm
It's
just
horrible.
saying, if you're inside your house and you look outside and somebody walks by with just a bag of trash and throws it in your trash can.
I would be like, what the heck? And
Yeah.
then I would move on with my day.
Yeah.
But if I saw somebody do a doggy bag, I would be completely fine with it. If I never
Interesting,
saw
that's
it happen,
better. Okay, yeah.
if I
that's the
never
thing.
saw it, I wouldn't even mind if they came up to the garage, if it was sitting
Yeah.
outside the garage, and put it in there.
I think
as long
that's
as they're
the
picking
thing.
it up.
Similar to a lot of things in life, if it doesn't affect anyone, if nobody notices it happen, you're probably in the clear. It's as soon as somebody
notices
that you've probably done something wrong.
If I didn't see it happen, I would never know. I'm not looking in the trash can. Oh, that one's not mine, But 63% saying it's never okay, which, okay, I haven't done it. I haven't been doing it. I've been suffering. And I haven't been doing it because my husband said it's not okay. So here's the thing, though. I propose an idea.
Oh.
There is a solution to everything, and I'm a problem solver.
Yeah.
You pick it up.
Uh-huh.
You tie the bag.
Sure.
You leave the bag on the sidewalk where it happened.
What?
You do your route.
Oh.
And on the way back, you pick it up.
Okay, so this solution
Mhm.
requires that you are taking a
Taking
route
the
that
same
is
route,
down and
the circular
back.
route.
Okay.
But yeah, you might just have to change your route up.
Okay, I
You
see
got to
what you're
pass by where you came before, and you pick it up if it's that close to home. Now, if it's halfway, well, you're screwed.
Okay, but I think we run into the exact same problem. That's fine. That's totally fine as long as no
Mhm.
one ever sees that bag. If somebody looks outside their window and sees somebody bag it and
set
lay
it on the ground.
on the ground outside, that's worse.
I
because
would-
then they're like, "What am I supposed to go clean that up?" They're not coming back.
That wouldn't be as embarrassing as
opening
somebody
somebody else's-
seeing me not pick it up at all.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. If
Because
that's the alternative.
There have been times where I only bring one bag and I got
Yeah.
and I got 2 of them doing their business and I have to look around.
So
I've even gone to the ground and acted like I'm picking it up. I keep walking. So
Okay, so
embarrassing.
you are. Yeah.
But that's just because I don't have a bag. Otherwise, I'll do it.
So
will
I
do
think, so I guess that's a good system if it's like the day after trash day, and there's no way you're getting this in a about to be picked up trash can.
Takeaway is 63% say it's not a good idea, but if you must do it, you have to do it on trash day
We got a
before the trash gets picked up. And there you go.
We got
there
a lot
you
more
have it.
mileage out of that than I thought we would.
There we go. All right. I could talk about this all day. All right. We'll see you later. I'll see you on the news tonight.
Welcome to Roper Honda in Webb City, your hometown dealership dedicated to our community. Our team is dedicated to finding the right vehicle for you. Our Powertrain Pledge gives you peace of mind, so come see us just east of the Praying Hands in Webb City.
Do you feel like your mood is constantly changing? If you vape often, it probably is. The nicotine in vapes can change your behavior. Get help to quit. Get the facts, no filters at mylifemyquit.org.
When somebody comes to see us, the initial consultation is completely free. If we take your case, then there is no upfront fee. There's nothing, we don't get paid as we go. If we don't win your case, you don't owe us a penny. So it is a contingency fee based on when we win your case, 25% plus expenses.
Once you come in as a client, your job at that point is to just get through the treatment phase. We handle everything else.
2 ways to trade with Kraken. Whether you're buying crypto instantly on the go or executing precision strategies on Kraken Pro, Kraken gives you the best of both worlds. No matter your style, Kraken has the perfect platform for you. Fast, simple buys or pro-level trades. Why not have both? Build your crypto portfolio with Kraken.
It's a celebration 100 years in the making. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration presented by Vital Farms, featuring new landmarks, exhibits, car shows, a kickoff concert, and more. Visit Route66Kickoff.com for complete details.
Now to Long Island, where accused serial killer Rex Heuermann made the stunning admission in court today, where he pled guilty to the murders of 7 women and then added an 8th woman that he had not yet even been charged with killing. The plea brings closure to the string of unsolved murders of young women that had haunted Long Island for decades. The infamous deaths became known as the Gilgo Beach killings, named after the remote